Good morning. Good
Morning.
morning.
Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's see where am. Put my glasses back on.
Gotta get those eyes focused right.
It was one of those. Can I see better today with my glasses or without my glasses? Let's test the theory.
Testing the
Mm-hmm.
theory. Look, I'm making sure I got everything shared correctly. Okay, maybe I didn't. There we go.
Good morning, Mr. Shabazz.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Tanisha. Good morning, Michelle Pearson. How's everybody's morning going? Good morning, Tanisha.
Good morning, Queens. Good morning, Kings. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Here it goes. I'm like, where are the comments on the stream? There we go.
Yeah, I can see them now. There we go. Okay.
Welcome in, welcome in. I think we're gonna jump right into it because we have a busy morning and the Queen's got things to do. So we gotta get going this morning. So
Yes, we
you
do.
ready, C?
I'm ready, Queen.
Well, I just want to say good morning, everybody, again, and welcome to another live with Tips and Tea. We're definitely here to help you with any financial tips, mindset, motivation. We share our own personal stories. You can hear the mess that we've been through. So you can see if you can try to avoid some of them steps that we've taken or some of our success stories. And we also bring in other business minded individuals, business owners, um, people in general who are just here to help you along the way, right? So we love to come on Tips and Tea and just share our stories and see if you can relate. And if you also have tips that you would like to share, you can feel free to drop them in the chat. So again, my name is Shantella Shabazz. If for those who may be tuning in live for the first time, and I just want to say we appreciate every single one of you who continue to show up and support us, engage, and who grow with us because me and C still learning as well.
Yes, that's true.
after a week. But we definitely try to focus on faith, finance, and mindset here at Tips and Tea. And of course, a few money moves along the way. So whether you are ready to go to work or you taking care of your kids, you working from home, or you just trying to have a peaceful morning with your tea or coffee, everyone is all welcome in. So we are going to do some housekeeping items here and just remind everyone to make sure you like the live. All right, help us keep going. Go ahead and like the live, share if you can. And then, today we are still celebrating mothers. We just had Mother's Day. I know it's only one day, but look, we need some extra days in here. So we're still going to be honoring mothers on today's live. So if you have a woman in your life who is, all for the community or just the head of your family, and you just want to show her some love, go ahead and tag her or another queen, a sister, right here in this chat. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tips and Tea Live. Good morning, everyone. We have a couple more people jumping on. So I am going to jump into today's topic, which we are definitely, we don't talk about enough, and it's money, mental health, and motherhood, and how that all relates, right? Because some women right now are silently carrying financial pressures, emotional exhaustion, motherhood responsibilities, and survival stress all at the same time, while we're still trying to show up for everybody else. So again, give that woman them flowers.
Yes, honey.
And with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, we wanted today's episode to create a safe space for real conversations and encouragement. So we're going to be talking about emotional side of money, the pressure some of us as mothers we carry, even if you're not a biological mom. Maybe you're a mom who watches over other people, like our aunties, our godmothers. These apply to you as well. All right. So we want to break unhealthy cycles. We want to help people protect their peace and also help them begin moving forward financially and mentally. But before we jump into today's topic, I'm going to pass the mic over to my amazing co-host, Mr. Teacher Booker, for a quick recap of last week.
Yes, Queen. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We definitely appreciate you, and thank you, sis, for that wonderful introduction. We definitely appreciate you, and got to give you your flowers. For we're still celebrating women and Mother's Day. But last week, we definitely did have a powerful conversation about healing while hustling and building a business while not breaking yourself down. And honestly, that conversation really touched a lot of people. So many people are out here trying to build, survive, and provide for their family, heal, and show up every single day. So that definitely hit home with me and other listeners, because I know we definitely had a lot of comments about that. But some of my main takeaways were, like success should never ever cost you your peace. You got so many people running around here trying to do this and trying to do that, and they don't take time for themselves. We need to take time for ourselves. We can't let success or the cost of success cost us our peace. And burnout is real. People burn out because they're doing too much and not taking time for themselves. Um, and sometimes as women, we feel guilty for resting, but we need to rest and reset so we can be there for the next day. Um, and I would say that probably be about all. But I just know so many people are silently struggling and trying to appear strong. So I just feel that that was a very good episode that we had. And if you didn't catch it, you need to go back and watch it. It's available on my page and on Chantella's page, and also on our YouTube channel, Tips and Tea Live. And honestly, I just feel like it connects with today's topic perfectly, because financial stress, motherhood, and responsibilities can kind of sometimes drag you down. And with it being mental health awareness, it all goes hand in hand. Because let's be honest, I mean, money can get tight. And when money gets tight, emotions can get high. So today we're going to have a real conversation about how finances affect mental health and the silent pressure that mothers definitely carry, and ways that we can start protecting both our peace and our finances.
Love that. Yeah, because last week I was saying no, 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 no. Pressure, no. This week we were focusing in. We got to lock in. So, yeah, thank you, Queen. Drop those green hearts in the chat, everyone. If you ever felt emotionally overwhelmed, or you just
Yes.
trying to make everything happen, and you're like, how do we get here?
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask myself, how do we get here? How do we skip over all the days of the week and we end up on Friday? The week just flew by. So drop a green heart in the chat if you ever felt emotionally overwhelmed, or you were just trying to make everything happen and it was still just not panning out. Because we're definitely going to talk on some emotional burnout, all right? And not only feeling that way, but also maybe some solutions that can help us when we're feeling emotionally just done, right?
Yes.
So one solution for emotional burnout is learning that rest is necessary, like Satitra said, and it's not selfish. Mothers can
Mhm.
continue to pour. You can't continue to pour from an empty cup. So, sometimes we gotta think about what we can do, even if it's small things that can help you get rest during the week. I remember when your sister was on. What was that last year? Was that last year? My gosh, this time has flew
Yes.
by, and we
Yes.
were talking about just some small things that you can do to kind of fit your self care in. Because even if it's taking the time out, and maybe you don't have the money to go have a spa day. Because I've been
Mhm.
in those seasons where I'm like, I can't go do a spa weekend, or even go to Target. We used to get our emotional therapy just by walking around Target. I think they pump something in the air in those stores, but that's another conversation. But even if you're just taking some time and just taking a long bubble bath at
Right.
home, right? And you curling up with your book, you got your coffee or your tea and you just relaxing, right? That's some ways you can save money and then still be able to get some peace time in to be able just to reset yourselves. And again, we got to remember that we're doing ourselves a disservice when we're trying to say yes to everything.
Mhm.
Not only are you doing yourself a disservice, but the people that you're saying yes to, you also doing them a disservice as well. Because sometimes we take on assignments that are not for us,
Right.
right? Which causes more issues and their underlying resentment in us, where we start emotionally reacting to certain things, and then people are like, "Well, what happened? Why
Mhm.
did it go here?" But they don't know it's stemming from you being overwhelmed and overworked. So sometimes we can't say yes to everything. We have to embrace our no's. And then we need to start leaning more into our communities. We don't have to be independent. I know our songs in the late 90s and the early 2000s kind of brainwashed us just a little bit and said that we need to be independent. They even taught us how to spell it. Remember, they were
Sure
spelling
did.
out independent.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that mean? Hey.
No, I'm embracing my no. I don't have to be
Yeah.
independent. I can lean into my community of strong women that we have in Queens in Prayer. I have a lot of amazing people in my life that I don't know why I felt like I couldn't raise my hand and lean on them. Even if they asked me something, I would always say yes or try to be there and step up. I never gave them the opportunity to do the same for me. And that's why we're a community. That's why we're a village. We're there to help each other. So you don't have to be the strong one all the time. And remember to schedule your personal time without guilt. You deserve rest.
Yeah.
You deserve not to be operating in survival mode all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's one of the main things. And we also, we know that anxiety can also be tied to bills,
Mhm.
and that puts us in survival mode, like C said. So it's creating that budget, right? And we got to stick to it.
Yeah.
It's focusing on needs first and not feeling pressure from social media. Social media is influencing you where you're like, okay, I see this trip on my timeline. Maybe you need to detox from social media. If it's gonna have you overspending, spending money that you don't have, then sometimes we need to detox. It's too much
Yeah.
of influence there. All right. I had to detox from watching certain movies and shows
Hmm.
because it was creating, you know, this underlying chaos in my life. Like putting me in a mood and I didn't even realize it was affecting me. So I had to walk away from those reality shows, the housewife shows, where they were kind of men bashing and things like that. And I don't watch the horror movies anymore because I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah.
So whatever works for you, that's what you should be leaning towards. And then learning more about financial literacy. We do have a platform here where we help with education and money management. So if you need some help in that sphere, you can definitely reach out to teacher and myself, and we have some free financial guides that we can help you with. And then again, not suffering in silence. So some key things here, everybody. Let me see. I think we have some comments in the chat. Do you see
Okay.
that?
I can see a few comments. My husband passed away shortly after Mother's Day 3 years ago, so I understand being emotional around Mother's Day. We're definitely sorry to hear about your loss, Queen. When you are have a loss around a holiday, it's definitely triggering. So I'm definitely sorry about your loss, and I hope that you had a good Mother's Day.
Yes, Queen. And we just want to send you some hugs and love because, those who are suffering through grief during these holidays, we know it hits hard and it makes you want to retreat. But if you ever need any resources or just want to be a part of the community so you don't have to go through that alone, you
Hmm.
know, just this past weekend, I was talking to one of my business partners, Teresa Smith, and she was saying that her girlfriend put on like a brunch for those who have lost their moms. And then we had another woman of the community who put on one on May 3rd in Indiana, where
Hmm.
those who lost their moms, they lost their children, they can all come together and lean on each other. So, if you're ever feeling like you are, there's anger there, you just sad and depressed, you don't have to be in that by yourself. There are people out there who can relate, who have been through the same things that you have, and definitely create an environment where it's a safe space where you can come together and you can be sad, you can be mad, you can be happy, you can celebrate. It's all encompassing. So whatever emotions that you're going through, it's a safe space out there for you.
Yes, ma'am. And grief, stress, all those things, they are going to affect mental health, financial stress, um, and it sometimes can lead to procrastination with different things like, you know, fear of checking your accounts. If you've got a lot more that needs to go out than you do have coming in, um, debt and different things like that, it can definitely add to your financial stress and cause, different issues. And stress can affect us mentally and it can affect us physically. And, avoiding checking our accounts, avoiding bill collectors' phone calls and things, different things like that, that can lead to stress and anxiety. And we don't want to deal with that. Um, and then also, when you're dealing with financial issues, it can lead to embarrassment, tied to like credit struggles or financial struggles. But there's help out there. There really is help out there. The one thing that we have to do is just like God gives us grace, we have to give ourselves grace. And we have to realize and understand that our situations didn't get like they are overnight. So they're not going to change overnight. But there is help out there. We can offer you financial help. There's different, counselors you can go to if you need mental help. So those are just some different things that can affect you mentally and physically. Financial anxiety can affect your sleep. It can affect you can have headaches. I remember at one point in time, I was going through a very stressful season in my life, having stress financially and having stress as a mother. And at that time, I developed migraine headaches. And I used to have to take migraine medicine, and I was on it for probably about 3 years. When I
Hmm.
moved to Charlotte, my headaches and things kind of subsided. And thank God I haven't had to be on any type of medication for headaches other than over the counter medication. But that was stress from financial, mental, and being a mother, all impacting me and coming out in a physical ailment, the migraine, you know? So we do have to be mindful of these things. And if you can catch them and nip them in the bud early, it's best to do that because you don't want stress spilling over and affecting your health.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. I used to have reactions where I used to break out in rashes.
Really?
Yeah. Be having, and just out of the blue, you'd be like, what is going on here? So if you don't start dealing with it, it will manifest in physical ways
Hmm.
in your body. So it's important to, address those things or work towards something, even if it's small. Um, we always talk about, being in survival mode, right? Well, how can we move from survival mode into like wealthy habits, right? And it's really coming down to how are we reacting emotionally, right? Are we planning with intention when it comes to a lot of things in our life? You know, we say budgeting, and people kind of do estimates. Well, I know I spend about this much. No, actually pull up your accounts and
Hmm.
take the hard look. You know, write it out. What are you actually spending? And then look at what you're actually spending and then move with intention as far as, okay, am I really watching these Netflix shows? And I know these are small things, but these small things add up to a lot. It can add up to hundreds of dollars a month. In some people's cases, thousands of dollars from multiple streaming subscriptions to, maybe you're spending $200-300 going to get coffee. Sometimes we have to cut going to happy hour, right? We can't do those things right now. I remember when we were in a season where, um, money was a little bit tighter and you want to go out and you want to hang out with your friends because that's a stress reliever in itself. So me and my friends, we were all kind of going through the same thing and we decided to come together maybe a couple times a month, maybe once or twice a month, and we would just go to each other's houses and we would cook and we would just hang out together, come watch a favorite show together, or something like that to save a lot of money versus going out to the restaurant. So, there's different ways where you can kind of pivot and cut costs in certain areas and still be able still be able to live a fun, fulfilling life. Right? You don't always have to spend a lot of money to have a good time. So, sometimes we gotta learn how to delay gratification instead of impulse spending. Satisha, why did you laugh?
No, because you delayed gratification. I mean, because like I mean, sometimes we do get into the habit of, oh, I did this, or let me go get this, or let me, do this. So I just laughed at that because, sometimes we need to work on that.
Mhm. But just because you make more money, you got the raise, you got the promotion, and now sometimes some of us we all might think, okay, now it's time for me to go get the new car,
Mm-mm.
the luxury car, or I want to get a bigger house, right? But sometimes we have to realize, okay, that increase also comes with a tax increase. You're gonna pay more taxes on that money for one.
Mm,
For
that part.
two, now that you increase your income, you just wiped it out with more
Mhm.
expenses.
Wiped
Are
it
you
out before
having
you could
to
even
money?
enjoy it.
Hmm. Are you paying yourself for the future? Are you investing any of that money for your future costs when you can no longer work? What's taking care of you? So I always kind of look at those things first. I prioritize, what does the emergency fund look like? Do I have my IRA set up? What does the 401k look like? What does my insurance policies look like? Is there extra room to now spend more money? There was a time where I went 5 years without taking a vacation out of town
Mhm.
because I was in the building season and we needed to save. It was more important for us to invest in our real estate and build that up than for me to take a vacation. So sometimes you sacrifice certain things so that future you can have a better life, right? So that your kids can have a better life. So, and then making sure you surround yourself with people focused on growth and stability, because that's a big part. If you hanging around people who like to blow money, and that's all they do. They want to go out to the restaurant and run up an $800 bill. They taking trips every other week. And you trying to keep up with. It used to be called keeping up with the Joneses. I have to find out what's the new saying because that's old school. It's not keeping up.
Hey, we're gonna still stay old school, keeping up with the Joneses, or maybe with the new schools, what keeping up with the Kardashians.
You know what the card. Okay, y'all drop it in the chat. What is the new saying for keeping up with the Joneses? Does anybody know? But when you're in survival mode, it's telling you that you just have to make it through today, right? But when you building wealthy habits, those habits are preparing you for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of come out of that mindset that I just need to get through each day. No, you are forever going to be living in scarcity with that type of mindset. You got to start building towards something. So again, track your spending habits, making sure you know where your money is going. If you don't know, look at your banking app. It tells you. AI is everywhere now. It's gonna tell you about you.
It
It's gonna
sure
tell you
will.
about you. Cut unnecessary subscriptions, build an emergency fund, add on extra income. It's so many tools out here where you can be affiliate marketing and make extra money just for sharing information. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. So add that in. Make sure you have a strategy even when it comes to paying your bills.
Right.
Paying your credit card bill twice a month. If you have a mortgage, putting money towards the principal to cut that cost. If your interest rates are really high, look at some refinancing options to bring down your monthly cost. Stop spending extra money if you don't need to. Now it's time to take a look at all these things. If your insurance bill went up, shop for a new insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways that you can help yourself with the financial burdens without even having to get that second job, right? Sometimes we just need to cut some things out, things that we said we can't cut. So definitely need to give yourself an opportunity to look these things over. If you need help with that, let us know. And then I like to pray. I like to journal. I like to just practice healthy coping habits that help me through those seasons of struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, we've all been through seasons of struggle. I mean, the most important thing is at the end of the day, it is okay to acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell. It's okay to scream. Do what you got to do to get that feeling gone. But at the same time, reel it back in and just know that it's okay to fall apart. You're not superhuman. We are all human. God gives us new grace and new mercies every day because He knows we're going to make mistakes. And give yourself grace. With the financial issues, mental health awareness, and everything, credit restoration is deeper than just your credit score. We talk mindset change all the time here on Tips and Tea because we have to change our mindset if we want to reach new horizons, if we want to do new things. You can't spend like you used to when your credit score was a 520. You have to be good stewards over our money. We need to tithe our money. We need to save our money. Everything that you think about or you want or you see, you don't necessarily need. I've mentioned this several times. Chantel has mentioned this several times. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, do I want it or do I need it? And do I just want it because I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses or do I actually need it? If it's a need, like a utility, yes, you got to spend that money. A dress, a skirt, the newest fad, you don't have to do that. That's a want. Um, with restoring your credit, and also restoring your mindset around your credit and around your finances. That is going to create confidence, allow you new opportunities. When your credit is better and your spending habits are better and your debt to income ratio is better, then that's going to allow you new opportunities with different rates, or excuse me, lower rates when you're getting loans and different things like that. And when you get yourself to a good situation financially, it allows time for that peace to come in. Now, obviously, God is the one that gives us peace, but when we get all our ducks in a row and get everything together, peace, because you're not in turmoil, you're not over here worried or trying to figure out how am I going to pay this electric bill because I done went out to the club this weekend. No, you got to reel yourself back in, need or want.
We can't
Healing
be
is
clumsy.
emotional and it affects us financially. You know what I mean? So, it's a full 360. You gotta heal your whole self, your mind, the way you think. And like Shantella said, I mean, sometimes you can't hang around the same friends. Sometimes you can't be with the same people. Old habits die hard. I remember not too long ago, I had ran into some old friends. I disappeared or what happened? Oh, we back. But I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. I definitely don't. I never would feel that way. But I will say that I have elevated, or not. Maybe that don't even sound like a good word to say, but I've changed. I've changed my habits. I've changed the things that I do, the things that I like to do.
Hmm.
So you can kind of see that sometimes when you run into old friends, like, oh, hey, girl, you want to da da? Oh, no, I don't do that no more. No, so just change. Sometimes you just have to pick up yourself and just change everything. The way you think, the way you speak. Don't go to the club, go to church.
Hmm.
Like Shantella said, journal. Do things that is going to broaden your mind. Let you know that there's more out there. The situation that you're in right now doesn't have to be the situation that you're in for the rest of your life. There is help. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
There is. But if you still want to be a little classy, a little bougie, a little ratchet in your kitchen, you definitely can because I do it.
Right. Hey, I used to jump with my kids all the time because, honey, when I would clean up, I put my little earbuds in and be getting it, dancing and everything, having my one woman party. You don't have to be at the club, and you can do that at home for free.
You can. When I get together with my girlfriends, because we all live in different areas now, and I let them know up front, look, I love y'all, but I'm not going to the club. I'm not going to the
Mm-mm.
bar, the lounge after a certain time. I'll come hang out with y'all today. Y'all want to go to brunch? I got you. But after a certain time, I just don't want to be outside no more. Y'all know me. We talked about this. Chantel be trying to be in the bed by 10. We not, I can't be missing the prayer call at 5 a.m. if I'm out at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just the two don't work.
Right.
They don't go together. They broke up a long time ago. So, it's just whatever season in your life. And your friends, if they love you, they know you, they gonna support that. It might be a little pushback in the beginning because now you're changing, right? And they're not
Mhm.
used to that. So sometimes people have different reactions. And for you, I would say give them grace because you're the one that switched up, right? You don't have to cut somebody completely out because they had an initial reaction. Sometimes we just got to give people time to adjust to the different version of ourselves, right? But we can still show up for each other just in different ways. I'm not that friend that's gonna be out in the club with you, but I will be that friend that if you want to sit down, you want to talk about building a business, you want to strategize, we doing vision boards, you know, we serving the community. Um, Sometimes I'll still watch a little ratchet show or something, but we you want to go take the nieces and nephews, the kids to the park, you want to go to the museums, family vacations, I'm all for it. Although I'm boycotting Disney World, I ain't going for a while. So don't talk to me about Disney. They're not getting any more of my money for the time being. So
They got enough.
Tanisha shouted for free. I don't know what she shouted for free. I can't remember what happened.
Oh no.
But I love it. I love that she's shouting for free.
Hey, no, I think she might be talking about when I said one woman party for free.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Tanisha like to dance. She like to cut that rug.
It was so good that, it kept popping up on the screen. We should do that. We should all come together on a Zoom call and play our greatest hits in the kitchens and everybody tell their dance moves.
Hey,
Only because my sister
I would
queen
definitely
across
down to do
different
that.
states, so we can't be in the same place. Right?
Yes. That's what people did during COVID, have the little Zoom parties. We need to have us a little sister party, queen party. That would be fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna coordinate it. We're gonna coordinate it, everybody. So let's jump back into it. I know we wanted to also touch on generational cycles, how we break those, and it starts with our kids. So for those, even if it's not your child, but you have nieces, you have nephews, you have godkids, you are a teacher. There's things that you can do to help bring these conversations to the forefront because I think a lot of us was raised off we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the financial weight that our parents have gone through. There were struggles, so we don't know what it looks like. And so a lot of times when we get into adulthood, we're lost. We don't know the first steps to take when it comes to money. So it's breaking that generational curse of silence and getting everybody involved, letting our kids know our kids aren't stupid. Sometimes they know things before we even are able to recognize it for ourselves. Right? Because they see everything. They see all different sides because they're outside of it, so they can receive the information differently. So, we can want our kids to experience better, but how do they know what's better if we never talk to them about it in the first place? So it's bringing them into the forefront. And I love when Kim came on a few weeks back. She was one of our queens that came on and talked about, fraud and protecting the bag and how to secure the bag. But she's also doing something amazing with her kids, where she talks about money out in the open. They like to take family trips every year. Her and her kids, they'll go on a cruise or they'll go to like a ski resort or they go up to, if they want to try to save some money, they'll go more locally and go to like the Wisconsin Dells, which is very close in the Midwest to like Chicago and Indiana. So different ways that she'll just be able to take her kids and enjoy. But if she's in a season where, okay, money is a little tighter right now, she lets them know. She has that conversation. Well, we can't take the trip right now. Maybe it's going to come later. But what we can do is that we can go stay at the hotel and we can go do a hotel pool party, right? And then we go over get breakfast in the morning at the hotel breakfast buffet. Sometimes kids just love the omelet station. They don't got to get on a plane. They don't got to catch flights. We did that to them, having them catch flights. So if you upfront and real with your kids, this opens up so many doors for them. So it helps to break that generational curse of them not being able to recognize when there's money struggles and how not to adjust. This is getting them the chance to recognize it early and then be able to get in front of it versus trying to be on the back end and try to do damage control. So there's two ways you can approach it. You can try to get in front of the issues and try to navigate your way out of it, or you can be trying to put out fires and the fires instead of growing because instead of feeding it with other things. So I would definitely suggest, just have an age appropriate conversation with your kids about, budgeting, saving, and planning. Even if you have your kids start saving their money for something that they want to buy or purchase themselves, right? Maybe your kid wants to buy that new game console. We just don't gift it to them. We have them earn that. So now they know what is like to earn something and appreciate it more. They take care of it better because they save for that. And it's teaching them money habits. Also, whether it's them starting a side hustle business. My girlfriend, her daughter, they have like a entrepreneur week at the schools out there in Indiana. And each kid has to come up with a business and then do like a market where then the kids come and they sell their concepts and their goods that they came up with. So my god baby, she does different types of tea.
I remember her telling us about that tea.
Yeah, London's tea. And I'm so when I get back there in June, I want my 2 gallons. Okay, I'm gonna
Hey,
clip this and send it to her. Don't forget about my tea. Help my kids
love
come up with
it.
business ideas because that also, induces the creative spirit in them. And they're not just following the routine that school teaches them, right? It's good to have discipline. School's going to teach you discipline. It's going to teach you a routine. It's going to teach you certain habits to be able to manage certain situations. But we still need to help our kids with that creative side and help them think outside of the box, right? To know that they don't have to just always be rigorous in one thing, that they can be a business owner. That's a possibility for
Mhm.
them. So teaching our kids these things, also having goals set for them, whether it's reading goals, creative projects, how to be organized. These are all things that lead to better money habits. We don't think the two relate, but they do. Helping the family business. If you guys have a family business, get your kids involved. We see it in other cultures. You go to the Chinese food restaurant, they got the 8-year-old on the register.
Sure do. They sure do.
That baby learning counting, right? So yeah, normalize, these things pretty early on. Whether it's lemonade stands, they do a bracelet business, t-shirt, maybe they content creators. This the new age now.
There's so many ways to have multiple streams of income nowadays, and it's well, not almost. It is.
Hmm.
I was going to say it's almost a must that you have multiple streams of income, but it's not almost. It is a must at this point in time that people have multiple streams of income because one income is just not going to cut it. Not unless you are super, super frivolous and budget well to a T.
If something happens to that one income, then where are you at?
Right.
Absolutely. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, and you know, we also got to watch what we're doing in front of them. So if you start emotionally spending, they see that, they pick that up too.
yeah, they do.
Right? So teaching our
Yes, they
kids that
do.
shopping is not a source of comfort or a source of celebration. Just because it's a holiday or a birthday, that doesn't mean that we have to go shopping and spend a whole day.
Mm-mm. No, we
And
don't.
celebration could be quality time. We go have a family outing together, right? We go do a new experience versus just going to buy a gift.
Yes. I would much rather have an experience versus a gift, you know. Um,
Yeah, I remember one year, it was Christmas time, and my sister in law was just like, "Don't buy the kids any Christmas toys, no toys," because she was like, "We're literally giving away toys that are still in packages from last Christmas." Because
oh,
stuff,
wow.
which is a blessing that they're so loved that people want to gift them with all these things, but they don't need all these different toys
Um,
and gadgets and things. Most of the time, they got their favorite thing. That's the one they stick with anyway.
mhm.
That money doesn't get
Yeah,
spent with doing something else. Set your god kids, your nieces and nephews, those babies up with high yield savings account.
that part.
Put the money in there and then show them like, hey, this is how much you're earning today. This is how much money you're gonna have next year. And then what do you want to do with this money? Do you want to go to Universal Studios? Maybe we saving for Universal Studios. And then they get it. You want to
Hey,
take money, you
it's a
want to put it
move.
in an account.
Start a business. So many different things you can do. Teaching good money habits at an early age is so good. We here on Tips and Tea, we like to share information about things that we're learning about. But can you just imagine how much of a game changer it would have been if we knew this and implemented it in our 20s or teens?
Yes.
It would have been a game changer.
Yeah. The main thing you have to realize is that, the kids see what you do. And if you're not being consistent, how can you expect different from your kids?
Right.
So healthy money habits is the key, and they need to see it. They need to see you being consistent. They need to see their home life being safe, and that we're not keeping secrets about how we're building. They learn from that.
Hmm.
Each generation is supposed to get better. So how are they supposed to learn from it if you're not teaching them about it?
True. That's true. It starts at home.
What's some
It starts at
what's some good money habits, everyone, that you've been teaching your kids? Can you drop that in the chat?
I know I have been teaching my youngest son, my oldest son. He's pretty good with his situation and his money, but my youngest son, I have been teaching him to put his money away. And every time you get paid, put so much money in that high yield savings account, so that way when an emergency arises or if there's something that happens, you have a little nest egg to go to.
Mm,
Or if nothing happens, you got money saved
there
up,
you go.
not spent, not wasted on food or running around, so
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yep.
yes, yes,
We
yes.
taught our daughters about
Well,
credit cards early on. You know,
what you say? I'm sorry, Quinn, didn't
I
hear
said we
you.
taught
You said you told her about credit
her.
cards.
So she wouldn't be fearful of it. If you're using it as a tool and not a means to survive, then it can benefit you. So we taught her about how to use a credit card, when to pay it, how to, you know, build up credit enough where now the credit card is paying you. Right? Now it's
Hmm.
giving you points and cash back and things like that. And it's definitely working for her. She was able to get her own car, and me and her dad didn't have to co-sign.
Let's go. Hey, that financial literacy carrying over from one generation to the
Yes, no
next. Let's
co-sign, no
go.
money down. She walked out the door with a brand new car.
Look at
We
that.
have Sherry Landrum. Instead of impulse spending,
It's
think about whether or not you really need that object. Such object is going to make you more money. Yeah, is the object going to make you more money? That's a good thought
a way
process
to think about
to
it.
navigate whether you need it or do you want it.
That part.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes. Well, let's do a mental health check-in with the audience. When was the last time you guys truly rested? Drop that in the chat. I know I got some good rest on Mother's Day. And do you feel financially supported or financially overwhelmed? And if there is anyone out there that feels financially overwhelmed, please feel free to get with myself, Satitra Booker, or Shantella Shabazz, any member of our heavy hitter, credit cartel, or go getter family. We would love to help you if you do feel financially overwhelmed. Um, and ladies, I'm gonna need you not to feel guilty about taking care of yourself. We have to take care of ourselves. Just like they say, you can't pour from an empty glass. We can't pour into our children. We can't pour into our friends and our family if we're pouring from an empty glass. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our needs. We need to be taken care of too. So don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself.
Yes, yes. No guilt here. Well, I think we're getting close on time. I think we should jump into the Mother's Day giveaway.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, I'm excited.
Yes, yes. So let me do this here. All right, everyone. So just to kind of let you know, we did a thing a couple weeks ago where we just wanted to honor and give thanks to a lot of the women in our lives that have been truly amazing and just have been here and poured into their communities, helping people along the way. And some of the queens got nominated last week on last week's live. Some of those queens are Kier Young, Renona Wallace Johnson, Michelle Ramos, Nate Taylor, Destiny Reedy, Deja Johnson, Vicky Holmes, Carrie McKinney, Roselle Hampton, Shamir Jenkins, Tisha Strong, Gina B. Smith, Sherry Landrum, Monica Brown, Teresa Smith, Michelle Pearson, and Vivian King. And then one of our queens nominated the whole QIP organization. Yes.
I was muted. A whole organization, not one person, the whole organization. I love it.
You know, and we love to see that. So in this season, we definitely want to, just give recognition to all these beautiful women in our lives that just do so much for everyone, right? We continue to pour. So Tips and Tea is giving away a gift basket in honor of Mother's Day, just to show our beautiful queens some additional love and say thank you for everything that they're doing, because they're being incredible women. They're mothers, they're leaders, they're nurturers. They're examples of what families and communities look like. These women, right? And one thing that we always want is to make sure that we are remembering these queens and honoring their presence. So today, we just want to say we see you, we appreciate you, and that you deserve to be celebrated. So I'm going to pull up our raffle here. Let me see if I can share my screen. Wheel of Names. We need some music.
Yeah. Oh. Tips and Tea.
Tips and Tea. I can't remember how you spin the wheel. Click the spin. There we go.
There we go.
Hello. And Kier won the gift basket.
Let's go, Kier.
Let's go, Queen. Kiera Young, you are the winner of the gift basket. I don't even think she's on today. She's usually always on the live, but somebody tell Kiera she won a gift basket from Tips and Tea.
Yes. I'm excited. We gotta get her address so we can get everything sent on over.
Yes, I think I already have it because we sent her the book from.
Oh, from when Tish was
Griffin was on, and she did her budgeting books. I think we have her address already. We did not rig it, everybody. This was
no, we didn't.
Of the Wheel of Names.
Did you say blame it on the Wheel of Names?
It's not rigged.
Oh shoot.
We still got some good tips coming in. So I do want to highlight these tips, but we just want to say thank you again to all the queens, how you continue to show up again for everyone in your lives. And we love you all. And just to say thank you again. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy late Mother's Day. I hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful day. And as we recognize Mental Health Awareness Month, we definitely understand that financial stress can impact mental health in a major way. And as it becomes hard and tough, we want to, offer some type of assistance. And we are offering a free financial analysis this month for anyone, not just for mothers, and also discounted credit restoration for this month as well, and any type of financial guidance that we can, or personalized solutions or support. We are definitely here to help, here to serve. So please feel free to reach out to myself, Satitra Booker, or Shantella Shabazz. And like I said, any member of our team, heavy hitters, goal getters, credit cartel, we would love to assist you and love to help you. You don't have to stay stuck in this situation, can be just temporary. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, what did you say last week? 1, 2, 3, temporary.
Yes. Shout out to Danielle for that. 123 temporary. It'll be
Mhm.
over. It's just the season.
Yes, yes. So I do want to highlight some of the tips before we jump off here. Michelle Pearson said, just because you have money and you want something doesn't mean you need to buy it. These are some of the tips that she's
Yeah.
sharing that we share with our kids, right? To help them come out of that space where they're afraid of money or afraid to be on track. Sherry Landrum said, my oldest, Greg told him while he was staying with us, if he wanted his own place, save up your deposit for everything, then save up enough to live for 6 months. And he did. Has been good since. All right. That's so y'all draw some
I know
celebration
that's right. That's
in
smart.
the chat.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yes, that's moving with intention. What do we say? You gotta move with intention. You have to
Yes. And have a safety
invest in
net.
some bitcoins when I need some money. When
Hmm.
I send money to them on Cash App. When they ask for money, you say invest in some bitcoins.
I
That's
know
what
that's
you're doing
right.
there. Smart money moves. Smart money moves.
Yes.
All right. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Queens, for dropping those tips in the chat. And again, thank you for tuning in, everybody, for showing up for Tips and
Mhm.
Tea and sharing with those who might be afraid to take those steps, right? Might be afraid to have the conversation. So, you're doing more than you know.
Right.
All right.
All right.
You want to add anything, Steve, before we close out?
Sure. Just everyone, don't forget to share the live with someone if you feel this would touch them or help them. Don't forget to like, follow, and share myself and Shantella. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tips and Tea Live on YouTube. And we'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Have a blessed rest of your week.
Yes, many blessings, everybody.